Stay safe, happy learning. Say no to theft of electricity for the first time every time. Uncalibrated medical electrical equipment can present a range of hazards to the patient, to the user, or to service personnel. Many such hazards are common to many or all types of medical electrical equipment, while others are peculiar to particular category of equipment. While we shall discuss the benefits of calibration, let us first discuss the hazards. The hazards presented by electricity exist in all cases where medical equipment is used, and there is therefore both a moral and legal obligation of the service provider to minimize the risk. Because there is currently very little official guidance on precisely what measures should be in place in order to achieve this in respect of medical equipment, users organizations have developed some procedures based on their own experience and risk assessments. The information in these notes is intended to assist the development of suitable procedures to this end. Unfortunately, no government has set a rule or a standard for the safety of medical instruments. Any test and inspection regime intended to minimize the electrical risk from medical electrical equipment should take into account the likely degree of risk from electrical hazards compared to other hazards of medical equipment. For this reason, various hazards associated with medical electrical equipment are as below. 1. Mechanical hazard. Mechanical hazard. All types of electrical equipment can present mechanical hazards. These can range from insecure fittings of controls to loose fixings of wheels on equipment or trolley. These may prevent a piece of life supporting equipment from being operated properly, while serious accidents can take place in clinical environment. Such hazards may seem to be too obvious to warrant mentioning, but it is unfortunately all too common for such problems to be overlooked while problems of more technical nature are addressed. Then there are risk of fire or explosion, risk of fire or explosion. All mains powered electrical equipment can present the risk of fire in event of certain faults occurring, such as internal or external short circuits in equipment. Internal short circuits are caused due to failure of internal installations, and external short circuits can cause due to many reasons like overloads, insulation failures, etc. In certain environments, such fire may cause explosions. Although the use of flammable anesthetics is not common today, it should be recognized that many of the medical gases currently in use, such as oxygen or nitrous oxide, vigorously support combustion. Wherever there is an elevated concentration of such gases, there is an increased risk of fire initiated by the electrical faults. Then absence of function. Since absence of function since many pieces of medical electrical equipment are life supporting or monitor vital functions, the absence of function of such a piece or malfunction of such a piece of equipment would not be merely inconvenient to the doctors but could threaten the life of the patient. Then there are excessive or insufficient output. Excessive or insufficient output. In order to perform its desired function, equipment must deliver its specified output. Too high an output, for example, in the case of surgical diathermy units, would clearly be hazardous. Equally, too low an output would result in inadequate therapy, which in turn may delay patient recovery, cause patient injury, or even death. This highlights the importance of correct calibration procedures. Then there are misuse. Misuse of equipment is one of the common cause of adverse incidents involving medical devices by untrained or unaware technicians and personnel. Such misuse may be a result of inadequate user training or of poor user instruction. Then there is risk of exposure to spurious electric current. All electrical equipments has the potential to expose people to the risk of spurious electrical currents. In case of medical electrical equipment, the risk is potentially greater since patients are intentionally connected to such equipment and may not benefit from the same natural protection factors that apply to people in other circumstances. While all of the hazards listed are important, the prevention of many of them require methods peculiar to the particular type of equipment under consideration, especially electrically operated equipment are needed to be prevented from short circuits and appropriate calibration so that appropriate output is achieved to the instruments. Now coming to the calibration, it is important to identify the difference between calibration and calibration certificate and calibration report. Calibration certificate is a document that only ISO 17025 for calibration report is a document reporting the results of measurements issued on the instrument. And calibration certificate is a document that only ISO 17025 accredited calibration center can issue. Calibration report is a document repeating the results of measurements issued on the instrument. Since no accreditation or recognition is required, it can be issued by anybody. For this reason, it comes in different graphics from in different graphic fonts and with metrological contents that are often incomplete, with missing uncertainties and missing informations. Calibration certificates are valid for 1 year, after which you need to calibrate in order to maintain its accuracy. A calibration certificate should contain name. I repeat, a calibration certificate are valid for 1 year, after which you need to calibrate in order to maintain its accuracy. A calibration certificate should contain name and contact information of the laboratory that performed the calibration and contact information of person who requested for calibration. The certificate should also include the date of calibration, the equipments used, measurements taken, and uncertainties associated with those measurements. In addition, the certificate should list any out of tolerance condition. Say for example, if tolerance limit is 1% and if there is deviation of or error of 1.5%, that should specifically be mentioned in the calibration report. Calibration should also include the date of calibration, the equipment used, measurements taken, and uncertainty associated with those measurements. I repeat. In addition, the certificate should list any out of tolerance condition that were found and indicated if the equipment meets all the standards and specifications. Now, what are the advantages of the calibration? The calibrations have many advantages. It ensures that equipment is working accurately and correctly. It ensures the safety of operator and patients. Then it is a wonderful marketing tool. It can be used as marketing tool for demonstration to the potential customers of the manufacturing company. Thank you. Stay safe. Happy learning. That's all in this video. Please check your subscription so that you don't miss next video from this channel. Thank you. Thank you very much.